Stocks. When you buy a stock, you're purchasing a small ownership stake in a company like Apple, Amazon, or Coca-Cola. If the company performs well, the value of your shares can rise. If it struggles, your investment can lose value. Stocks have historically delivered among the highest long-term returns of major asset classes, which is why they're a core part of most portfolios. They're easy to buy and sell through brokerage accounts and may also pay dividends, your share of the company's profits. However, stock prices can fluctuate based on news, economic changes, and market sentiment. You also face company-specific risks like poor management or declining sales. On top of that, emotions like fear and greed often cause investors to buy high and sell low. Bonds. When you buy a bond, you're lending money to a government, municipality, or corporation. In return, they pay you regular interest, called the coupon, and return your original investment, principal, at a fixed maturity date. Bonds are generally more stable and less volatile than stocks, making them popular with conservative investors. They provide steady income and are often used to balance risk in a portfolio. However, bond returns are typically lower than stocks, and they're sensitive to interest rates. When rates rise, bond prices usually fall. Some bonds, like high-yield or junk bonds, also carry a higher risk of default. Mutual funds. A mutual fund pools money from many investors to invest in a diversified portfolio of stocks, bonds, or other assets. A professional fund manager handles all the decisions for you. One of the main benefits is diversification. If one investment performs poorly, others may help offset the loss. This makes mutual funds appealing for beginners. However, they often come with high management fees, and you don't control the individual investments. Actively managed funds can also underperform the market after fees. Index funds and ETFs. Index funds and ETFs are popular for passive investing. An index fund is a type of mutual fund that tracks an overall market index like the S&P 500. An ETF, exchange-traded fund, works similarly but trades on an exchange like a stock, allowing you to buy and sell throughout the day. Both offer low fees, diversification, and market-matching returns over time.
With one purchase, you can invest in hundreds of companies. However, if the overall market declines, your investment will too. Some ETFs are also narrowly focused, which can increase risk. Real estate. Real estate investing involves buying physical property such as homes, apartments, or commercial buildings. The goal is to generate income and grow value over time. There are two main ways to make money: cash flow, rental income; appreciation, property value increase. Real estate also offers tax advantages and is a tangible asset you can improve. However, it requires significant upfront capital, ongoing maintenance, and can be difficult to sell quickly. Managing tenants and repairs can also be challenging. REITs, real estate investment trusts. REITs are companies that own or manage income-producing real estate. When you invest in a REIT, you're buying a share of a real estate portfolio. They're easy to buy like stocks and often pay high dividends because they're required to distribute a large portion of their income. REITs offer diversification and accessibility, but their value can decline when interest rates rise. Cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana are digital assets built on blockchain technology. They aren't controlled by central banks, and they've gained attention for their potential high returns and innovation. However, crypto is extremely volatile. Prices can change rapidly, and regulatory uncertainty remains. Losing access to your wallet or private keys can result in permanent loss of funds. Commodities. Commodities are raw materials like gold, oil, or wheat. Their prices are driven by supply and demand, global events, and economic conditions. They're often used as an inflation hedge and can diversify a portfolio since they don't always move with stocks or bonds. However, commodities are volatile and complex. Investing often involves futures or specialized funds, which may not be beginner-friendly. Options and derivatives. Options are contracts that give you the right, but not the obligation, to buy or sell an asset at a specific price within a certain time frame.
A call option bets prices will rise. A put option bets prices will fall. They offer leverage, meaning you can control a large position with a small investment. However, they're complex and time-sensitive.
If you buy options, you can lose your entire investment. If you sell options, losses can exceed your initial investment. Certificates of deposit. CDs are low-risk investments offered by banks and credit unions. You deposit money for a fixed period and earn a guaranteed interest rate. In Canada, deposits are typically insured by the Canada Deposit Insurance Corporation. They're ideal for short-term savings and capital preservation. However, returns are relatively low, and withdrawing early can result in penalties. Private equity and venture capital. These involve investing in private companies not listed on public markets. Private equity focuses on established companies. Venture capital targets early-stage startups. The potential returns are high, but so is the risk. Investments are often illiquid and require large amounts of capital, typically limited to accredited investors. Art and collectibles. Alternative assets include art, rare items, and collectibles like sneakers, watches, or trading cards. Their value depends on scarcity, demand, and cultural relevance. They can be appealing to enthusiasts, but are highly subjective. These investments are illiquid, hard to price, and require specialized knowledge. So there you have it, all types of investments from safest to riskiest. But here's the real question, which one is right for you? Most beginners should start with stocks or ETFs. They're simple, diversified, and have proven returns over decades. Comment below, which of these 11 investments interest you most? Stocks, real estate, or something more advanced? If this video helped you understand investments, subscribe. New videos every week on building wealth, investing, and personal finance. Thanks for watching.